I want to demonstrate a couple of new features, and in this case, it'll be specifically for spiritual counseling or chaplains for hospice. When a new patient is admitted to hospice, you'll receive a message, and this now it's only going to be if you're part of the care team. So if you're not the chaplain assigned to the patient, you won't receive a message. But if you are assigned to the patient, you'll get a message that there's a new patient, and at the same time, it's going to create the initial encounter for you. Of course, you can adjust the time if necessary within that 5-day period, but at least the encounter will be created for you so you can document that initial outreach and connection. Also, for each patient, when they're added in, if you open their chart, you'll notice that in the plan of care, every item is included, and for spiritual, there's only one item that's specific to you, and that's the spiritual concerns. So this is the one that you'll focus your effort when it comes to updating the plan of care. It's the spiritual concerns. But before we get to that, let me move to the encounter itself and show you a couple things there. So back under encounters for the initial evaluation, these things are all the same. You have your situation. It's nice to include a quote or something that the caregiver or patient says. Sometimes it might be simply patient sleeping in bed, not responding. And then background would be information was obtained from the family members regarding their past religious beliefs. Just a little background there. And then when you go to the assessment section, this is where you'll see the questions that have been created specific for you. Everybody should document how the patient appears, if they're comfortable or not. But your specific areas are under spiritual concerns. I just want to point out a couple things. Please try to answer the questions that have this icon here that looks like a little person with some text that's kind of showing the plan of care. So this particular question will be pulled into the plan of care. So you can say patient desire for reconciliation with God, self, and others. I thought this was the most generic one that you can use, that if someone needs to have spiritual counseling, that would be something answered. If that doesn't really fit and you can't say patient or family needs that and you put none, but you do plan on following up, then you need to put something under the other. So maybe enjoys prayers at bedside, for example. So either answer this one or this one here with the picture, like the icon with the picture and the text, because that's going to add it in their chart. So I'm going to switch back to the chart real quick, and you'll see under the plan of care now, it's been updated based on the information you put in the note. So desire for reconciliation with God, self, and others, and the patient. So now this will update automatically based on your most recent encounter. So that'll keep the plan of care items up to date. Now the goal is the next step that you're expected to complete. And I know goals are difficult. It's best to try to think of something specific for the patient. To update the goal though, you click on or tap on the pencil icon to edit the area. And you'll see here the area where you'd write your text. It says it should be patient and family directed outcome and timeline. And I know this could be difficult to think of. There are some suggestions here you could try using. So, for example, patient will report less spiritual struggle during the next 2 chaplain visits. So something that the patient can describe or be observed, and some sort of timeline. So in this case, I'll pick that one and we'll add it in. You can do more than one, but I'd recommend just keeping it simple, and then update this if you need to make it more pertinent for that individual. So that's an example or a suggestion. So I'll save that, and now if we go back, we'll see it updated. And that's the only one for spiritual counseling you need to be concerned about, unless they're having some bereavement issues or grief, then that would be another area that you'd want to include. It's not showing up here because I made it inactive in the past. So you'd talk to the case manager if you need to change that back. So the other section is under finalize. Occasionally you'll give instructions. And in this case, I don't know if I have any, oh yeah, here we go. So pain and distress, you ignore that one. That's not really up to you to specify, but spiritual concerns. So you can put something there like that. Instructions were given, you'll be back in a month. Or maybe you tell them they need to, read a psalm a day or something. But this is just where you can document what you instructed them or gave them information on. And those are the main changes I want to go over with you. And if you have questions, please let me know. If you have any ideas for other suggestions for instructions or suggestions for the plan of care, please let me know and we can add those in. Thank you.